Here we are, a week before the deadline to sign up for the fall semester at our colleges. Always a stressful but exciting time for parents and students. Now, it's even more of a weird unknown. How am I going to pay for this when I'm not even working? And will college campus even reopen? WMAR 2 News' Eddie Kadam talked to a Baltimore expert tonight who studies enrollment trends, and what they're seeing, it does not look good.
This is a familiar sight at campuses across the country, an alarming vision of the potential future for colleges that the Baltimore-based Art and Science Group is researching. They surveyed high school seniors over a 3-day period and found 1 in 6 students have decided not to go to college in the fall anymore because of coronavirus.
This is a significant impact. If any individual institution were to see a 17% decrease in enrollment, they would be facing dire financial problems.
They gather this information for colleges so they can work to see what they can do to get numbers back up. 2/3 of students are concerned they won't be able to go to their first choice because now they can't afford it.
Some of those students will be attending an institution part-time in the fall or taking a semester or even a year off. Many of those students will be choosing institutions that are closer to home and or less expensive.
The most startling stat is that 12% of students who have already put a deposit in say they don't plan on attending college anymore in the fall. Add on top of that, 40% of students haven't put a deposit in anywhere, and the deadline is just a week away.
The characteristics of those students is quite interesting. These are the traditionally disadvantaged students. They're the lower income students, the students more likely to be first generation to college.
Over half the students reported they had a parent that was laid off or furloughed, but financial aid looks at last year's taxes before coronavirus. Now, there is some good news for students.
Many institutions are looking at scenarios where they would potentially reduce tuition, particularly if they're not able to provide the traditional residential experience this fall. We found that from students whom we'd surveyed, 2/3 of them would expect to pay much less for tuition and fees if they don't have a traditional college experience this fall.
A future potentially put on hold as institutions do their best to brace for the impact. In Baltimore, Eddie Kadam, WMAR 2 News.